Okay, so function that gives the point on the unit sphere closest to that point. Okay, let's draw a picture of what our function is supposed to do here. And I'm going to draw just the domain. Well, I guess you could say I'm going to draw both the domain and the target. And the domain and the target are kind of the same world. They're both R3. Because I start with, you know, in the domain, the input is going to be some point in R3, and the output is, well, it's a point on the surface of the sphere, but which is in R3, right? So if this is x, then this is f of x. Okay. All right. So, well, let's think of these as vectors. And is there anything in particular that I can say about this vector f of x? Well, it's on the unit sphere.
Perpendicular to that.
Well, it's perpendicular to the surface at that point. That's true. But there's something else really nice about this f of x vector, and that is that this, yeah, it's a unit vector. Right. Furthermore, you'll notice that it's a unit vector that points in the exact same direction as x. And in fact, we know that there is exactly one, except in the case of the zero vector. But other than that, there is exactly one vector that is a unit vector pointing in the same direction as x. And so that pretty much tells me the answer that f of x, being as it is the unit vector pointing in the direction of x, whoops, is x divided by the magnitude of x. Yeah. Now, the second part of the question is important. It asks, are there any points that cannot be in the domain? Well, what could possibly go wrong? Are there any potential catastrophes in this formula?
Zero.
Yeah, for sure, right? This cannot be 0. And that means that I cannot include the origin. As well we shouldn't, because if I were to ask you what point on the unit sphere, what point on the unit sphere is closest to the origin? There's no such point, right? They're all the points on the sphere are equally close to the origin. So there is that the function, it just doesn't make any sense at all to include that in the domain. So the domain for this function is all of R3 except the origin. And the target is, I guess the target, you could say the target is the unit sphere, you could say the target is R3, and then the image is just only the unit sphere, your preference. Right. Everybody good on this one?
Yeah.
All right.